get there so fast?
We gotta go. We didn't feel safe at that point. It had escalated.
I'm trying, it's not coming up.
Just hit that wash bin up by the entrance to the camp.
And then we heard banging on the oil drums in the wash tub. Bang, bang, bang on that side, and then bang, bang, bang on that side. The banging on the wash tub seemed to have almost a rhythm to it.
That's the oil drum at the top of the camp.
The two of them were 100 feet from each other. So if something were to go from one to the other in between, we definitely would have heard it, especially at that speed.
How did I get there so fast?
There's no animals that would do that. And the fact that the drums were so far apart from each other, there was two things.
Mom, Dad, let's get out of here!
We gotta go.
If we hadn't heard the banging on the drums, I would have believed that it was a deer or a moose. There was no evidence of people. There was no new car tracks when we had driven in. We had to get out of the car and move down trees to be able to drive in.
It's gonna be okay. It's fine.
We didn't feel safe at that point. It had escalated our feelings of insecurity.
It's fine. Come on.
If you think about it, if it wasn't a person or people, then what animal can pick up a stick and bang on a drum?
Hurry.
I'm trying, it's not coming up.
It was the banging on the drums while the growl was going on that was like really, really unsettling, because it has to be a person or something. It has to be a something, not an animal. You don't want to say that it could be Sasquatch, because people just look at you like, what?
What's going on?
But I've never been scared in the woods before, ever. And to have something like this, it shook me. We literally, like, jumped in the car and drove out as fast as we could. My children very much take cues from me. So when my face dropped and my mouth was gapped and my eyes were wide and I was terrified, like, the looks on their faces were like, oh, mom's scared. Like, okay. And I remember, like, they were very unnerved on the drive out.
It's okay, guys. Just a big animal or something back there. Nothing to be scared of.
I was shaking. Like, when we were driving out of there, I had adrenaline running through my system. I didn't know what to think, because it was just so strange.
He stopped at one point and got out of the car, and I remember just being like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'll be right back.
I left my door open, left the car running. I went out and looked at it. I told her, stay in the car, I'll be right back.
I'm pretty sure I was yelling out the window to get back in the car.
David!
I was looking for deer tracks, moose tracks, bear tracks, even a dog or a rabbit, anything, something that my rational mind could understand.
David?
Mom, what is he doing?
It's okay.
When I saw that there was no signs of anything there, it just really it made me even more scared, I suppose, because it was just, once again, more mystery, more questions. It felt like something was watching me or knew where I was, but I didn't know where it was, and it also had a threatening feeling about it.
Hurry! Close the door, come on.
A lot of people are scared to talk about their experiences in the woods. You don't want people to like be like, oh, you're crazy, as if it was, you know, Sasquatch or anything, like, oh, what? And so you're just trying to rationalize it. Anything that is not been scientifically proven yet, I think it's hard for people to discuss it. David was there. I have support. I have somebody that experienced it, and the kids were there. Harper may not remember it, but Malik does.
I'm still very skeptical, but I'm open-minded as well. I'm always a little bit on edge, just wondering, but if something like that were to happen again, I may question going back.
I can't say for sure if there is Sasquatch or if there isn't, because I've never seen one. It's just made me more aware that maybe we don't know everything yet. Maybe we haven't found everything that can be found in the woods.